Imagine for a moment that your deepest self holds the precise awareness of your departure, sensing it not merely months, but possibly even years before it comes to pass. Consider the notion that the universe has been subtly conveying gentle signals, guiding you towards the profound journey your spirit is destined to undertake. And what if a widely respected intuitive individual from the United States brought to light 5 distinct indicators suggesting that your time of transition is drawing near? These are not prophecies of sickness or misfortune, but instead signals that your soul is making ready for its passage home to its fundamental origin. We will explore deep revelations that move beyond typical medical assessments, extending further than physicians' findings and surpassing our current scientific comprehension of consciousness as life concludes. These understandings reveal that the process of personal evolution isn't simply something that occurs to you, but rather an intricate journey your deeper self actively orchestrates and prepares for. And with this awareness, if you know what to look for, you can discern precisely when this significant readiness has genuinely begun. Allow me to reassure you, this discussion is not intended to create any unease, nor is it meant to awaken a morbid fascination. Our purpose today is to comprehend the most profound transition that awaits every individual, and how recognizing its subtle indicators can profoundly reshape your current experience. Therefore, if you've ever pondered the continuation of existence beyond the mere cessation of a heartbeat, if you have wondered whether your awareness truly dissolves as your bodily form wanes, or if you felt that mysterious pull towards an elevated state, please remain with me and listen on. The insight we are poised to explore has the power to transform not only your perception of life's conclusion, but also how you value every precious moment remaining in your journey. This is a profound concern shared by all humanity. Allow me to pose a question that might stir a gentle unease deep within your being. When did you last genuinely reflect upon your own inevitable departure from this earthly existence? Not merely as an abstract idea or a theoretical concept, but as the tangible truth that at some point, the consciousness residing within you now will undergo its ultimate, significant alteration. It might be that such ponderings are often gently set aside. Or perhaps these reflections tenderly emerge during moments of stillness, in the late hours when rest eludes you, or when you confront ill health, or following the loss of someone beloved. A subtle wave of apprehension may then pass through your thoughts. That profound sense of the undisclosed aspects of existence, softly questioning, does this truly mark the absolute conclusion of all things? Rest assured, you're not alone in these silent meditations. This ultimate passage is the sole individual journey that intrinsically links every being who has ever walked upon this earth. Still, despite its ubiquitous nature, it persists as the deepest mystery that softly challenges our comprehension. We possess a considerable capacity for readying ourselves for almost every other facet of our existence. The transformations in our careers, the developing bonds of our relationships, even monetary difficulties. Yet regarding this final passage, the greater part of humanity dwells in a state of mild avoidance, silently fostering the conviction that should we merely refrain from reflecting on it, this inherent culmination will, through some unexpected turn, bypass us completely. Yet, What if this chosen approach inadvertently prevents you from recognizing something immensely valuable? Imagine the notion that comprehending the delicate indications of life's conclusion, not to instill fear, but to foster profound understanding, could in reality furnish you with exceptional readiness for the path that lies ahead. For within this concept resides a fundamental truth, often overlooked by countless people. Guided by ancient spiritual teachings and contemporary studies on awareness, the journey of transition is far more than a sudden, ultimate end to existence. Instead, it signifies a meticulously planned expedition your essence starts preparing for well before any bodily indicators of weakening become visible. Should one learn to perceive these subtle indications, it then becomes feasible to actively engage in this prepared state, rather than facing the unseen without previous readiness. If this notion resonates with your inner feeling, and you're prepared to embrace this transformation, not as an adversary, but as a profound wellspring of insight, then quietly indicate your willingness right now. Because the insight we're about to share requires a calm resilience. It encourages you to serenely recognize the one inescapable truth that links all human lives. A soft press of the like button will gently confirm your readiness for this significant journey of discovery. The path to greater understanding will then unfold. However, before we delve into these 5 significant indicators, it is crucial to grasp a foundational idea regarding awareness and the instant of transition, an idea poised to profoundly alter your current perspective. A widely held belief suggests that our awareness originates from the brain's functions. Numerous individuals hold the view that once the brain's operations cease, our personal consciousness merely fades away, much like a soft glow being gradually extinguished. Consider for a moment, however, if we were to invert this very notion. Visualize awareness itself as the core existence, and the brain simply as a temporary dwelling. Envision conscious being operating apart from its bodily form, and the point of departure as the precise moment awareness blossoms once more into its innate core state. This isn't just an abstract topic for intellectual discussion. It aligns with numerous deeply moving experiences reported by those who have approached the threshold of life's end. Furthermore, it resonates with the knowledge transmitted across millennia by venerable traditions of insight. Moreover, a more profound contemplation of these very signals of existence's conclusion sheds additional clarity upon this concept. Your soul, that core identity of aware existence distinguishing who you are, does not disappear as your bodily structure weakens. Rather, it experiences a significant transformation. Its reach extends. It reverts to a state of existence which is, at its core, more fundamental than corporeal presence. Nevertheless, a vital insight comes to light. This profound shift does not commence precisely at the moment the physical form separates. This journey truly starts much earlier, as your spirit gently detaches its hold from earthly connections, preparing itself to reintegrate into pure consciousness. Picture it like a chrysalis on the cusp of releasing a magnificent butterfly. Such a deep transformation is not an instantaneous event. Instead, it involves a careful progression, a period of preparation, a smooth transition from one state of being to the next. Throughout this preparatory phase, your deepest self transmits messages, not only to your physical body, but also to your innate wisdom. These are indicators that the grand passage is about to unfold. They serve as invitations to actively engage in the most significant journey you will ever undertake. These indications are not a reason for apprehension. Rather, their aim is to be recognized, approached with respect, and integrated cooperatively. When you truly grasp the full scope of what is unfolding, when you clearly recognize the initial stages taking shape, you find yourself capable of embracing this shift not as a surrender, but as an aware contributor to your individual spiritual progression. The earliest indication is a gentle pull towards peaceful quietude. This fundamental signal, hinting that your inner self is ready for a change, remains subtle yet undeniably present. As you grow accustomed to acknowledging it, a profound, unexplainable desire for serene separation begins to stir within you. This sensation is distinct from sadness, an aversion to company, or a withdrawal stemming from ill health or discomfort. Instead, this specific feeling holds a unique character. It signifies a sacred turning inward, a deep longing for solitary moments that possess an almost spiritual resonance. Consider how often animals, nearing the natural conclusion of their lives, instinctively seek out solitary locations. They find a serene retreat, distant from the clamor and routine pace of everyday living, shifting their focus to their inner selves. Their aim is not merely to withdraw or silently endure challenges alone. Rather, it involves attaining a more profound level of awareness, one that naturally requires both an atmosphere of peace and an opportunity for genuine contemplation. A similar unfolding takes place within the human spirit when individuals prepare for significant changes. You might find yourself declining invitations to social events you typically enjoy, not due to a diminished affection for others, but because an inner prompting is softly drawing your interest in a different direction. You could feel compelled to devote extended periods to quiet contemplation, or recognize that you're naturally fostering more separation between your private musings and the demands of daily existence. This gentle call towards stillness carries a deep importance. This signifies your inner being's initial step toward gently lessening its attachment to external bonds. It actively nurtures the inner preparedness crucial for the profound release that often accompanies significant life transitions. Yet, there's a subtle grace in recognizing this particular sign. Grasping what is unfolding, rather than struggling against this impulse or feeling remorse, enables you to welcome its presence. You possess the ability to consciously create room for this expanding inner landscape. This period provides an occasion for peaceful reflection, for softly disentangling any lingering emotional connections, and for strengthening your bond with life's true priorities. Allow this idea to softly take root inside you for a moment. Recall the most recent occasion you experienced a genuine longing for tranquil solitude. Not an enforced separation, but rather a sincere desire to quietly exist with your thoughts, your feelings, and your deepest essence. Should this gentle call connect with your spirit right now, or if you've perceived it within someone dear to you, please feel free to share your reflections. If this aligns with your individual journey, simply utter the word solitude, as acknowledging this particular sensation signifies the first step in absorbing the deep insight woven into your soul's unfolding progression. Proceeding to the next indication, we notice a soft disengagement from different bonds. This following signal holds an even more profound meaning, frequently surprising people when it initially emerges. You start to elegantly withdraw from ties that, in the past, seemed utterly crucial to your understanding of who you are. This distinctive transformation does not appear instantaneously. Instead, it reveals itself gradually, potentially extending over many months or perhaps even multiple years. Yet, once this inner alteration commences, its manifestation becomes undeniably clear. A lessening interest in material belongings and items that previously meant so much in your life may become apparent. The collection you diligently built through the years, the precious articles you worked to obtain, the outward symbols of success that once shaped your identity now start to seem hollow and unsatisfying. However, this shift extends beyond simple physical items. You might observe long-held resentments losing their significance. Discussions that formerly sapped your energy now seem inconsequential and minor. The need to be right, to protect your self-image, to uphold particular views of who you are. These inner drives softly diminish. Even treasured relationships start to loosen their grip. Aspirations that previously motivated your progress could lessen in their power. Prospective dreams that once brought you joy might now appear less captivating. This feeling arises not from sadness or a desire to withdraw from life, but from an inherent understanding that these outward experiences are distinct from your true self. It signifies your essence reawakening to recall its fundamental identity. This represents a natural progression as your awareness prepares to extend beyond its physical form. A deeper dimension of yourself starts to redirect its attention, gently detaching energy from fleeting roles and connections tied only to this present lifetime. It begins to forge a renewed bond with what is timeless, with essential realities, those inherent qualities that journey with you beyond the material world. What then are these enduring attributes? They include compassion, understanding, kindness, oneness, and the expansion of your intrinsic wisdom. You may discover yourself cultivating a more profound interest in these intrinsic traits, coupled with a lessening preoccupation with the outward appearances that once seemed so significant. A gentle inclination may begin to surface within you, guiding you towards mending bonds rather than prevailing in disputes, towards conveying genuine affection instead of merely amassing accomplishments, and towards grasping the perspectives of others instead of exclusively seeking your own validation. This represents the intrinsic method your soul employs to ready itself for its subsequent phase, by dedicating its focus to what genuinely holds profound significance. That deep-seated inner essence within you persists, even as your physical surroundings softly recede. This specific moment, however, unlocks the door to a profound transformation. By comprehending and actively participating in this unveiling shift, rather than dwelling on connections of the past, you can welcome the emergence of your truest self. Throughout this period, you are capable of deliberately aligning with the fundamental truths woven into the fabric of your being. Our third indicator reveals a heightened sensitivity in perception. Let us now consider a phenomenon that might appear beyond imagination unless experienced firsthand. In preparation for the spirit's impending passage, awareness often starts to stretch beyond the typical boundaries of our physical reality. You may discover yourself experiencing dreams possessing a vividness that greatly exceeds your waking perceptions. Such dreams could feature encounters with dear ones who have passed on, seemingly guiding you for the path that awaits. Alternatively, your slumber might transport you to settings that provide a profound sense of connection, unlike any earthly location you've ever encountered. It is also conceivable that you will start to perceive subtle energies within your immediate surroundings. These perceptions are neither alarming nor unsettling. Instead, they bring a sense of solace, as though unseen companions are approaching, bestowing comfort for the journey to come. Many people notice a distinct heightening of their innate intuitive abilities. This includes an intrinsic awareness of matters that seem to lie beyond ordinary comprehension, coupled with a deeper resonance with the feelings experienced by others. Individuals often develop profound understandings of people or situations, perceptions that frequently prove to be extraordinarily precise. Certain individuals experience what might be called brief glimpses into alternative dimensions. These are moments when the subtle veil separating distinct worlds appears to grow more permeable, permitting an awareness of truths ordinarily beyond our grasp. This is not born from imagination, nor does it indicate any psychological instability. Rather, it signifies consciousness itself starting to resonate at frequencies more harmonious with its fundamental essence. These are vibrational patterns that transcend the ordinary filtering capabilities of the physical mind. Visualize it like this. Throughout much of your existence, your deeper awareness has been guided through the narrow aperture of sensory experience. However, as your fundamental essence readies itself for its next phase, this focused viewpoint starts to expand. You're starting to notice facets of existence that have perpetually surrounded you, yet were previously veiled from your comprehension. This indeed is the foundational reason for the unfolding experience you are now having. The spiritual plane you will soon navigate, known through diverse ancient teachings as the astral plane, the boundless expanse, or the realm of pure awareness, resonates at these elevated energetic rates. Your very essence is progressively aligning itself with its forthcoming dwelling place. Nevertheless, a vital insight must be absorbed regarding these emerging spiritual indicators. These broadened understandings are neither incidental nor insignificant. Instead, they are meticulously orchestrated to ready you for the experiences to come. They function as glimpses into the true nature of existence you will encounter following your bodily transformation. These represent your spirit's delicate method of introducing you to the profound consciousness that extends before you. If you happen to notice comparable occurrences within your own experience, perhaps your nighttime visions have gained unusual clarity. You've sensed beings unseen, or your inner knowing has become distinctly more acute. It's important not to disregard these events. Try to resist any notion suggesting these encounters are mere products of your imagination. These deep, significant experiences are sacred, serving as a vital part of your spirit's ongoing journey of readiness. And comprehending the true character of this phenomena can empower you to welcome this heightened awareness instead of recoiling from it in fear. Have you noticed your perceptive abilities growing in ways that are challenging to articulate? Should these words resonate deeply within you, contemplate sharing this insight with someone else who might understand. For without a guiding framework to grasp their meaning, these personal shifts within can frequently cultivate sensations of aloneness, Yet, once you truly comprehend their essential role within a natural unfolding, your entire outlook transforms. The fourth subtle signal indicates a profound yearning for deep introspection into life's experiences. This specific manifestation occurs so commonly that many people barely register it as a significant invitation. A gentle inclination arises within you, inviting you to survey your personal path. This impulse extends beyond mere recollection or a tender longing for bygone days. It represents a deep, almost persistent inner drive to meticulously review, completely comprehend, and mindfully place your cumulative experiences into a broader context from a heightened vantage point. You may frequently ponder pivotal moments from your past, the connections that shaped your growth, decisions that charted your course, missteps you encountered, and insights you gained. Yet, your engagement with these prior happenings goes beyond simple remembrance. You are now perceiving these moments with an enhanced depth of insight and a broad perspective that was unavailable to you as they first happened. This frequently manifests as a sudden impulse to reconnect with individuals from your past, an urge to mend old disagreements, to articulate gratitude that was never voiced, to seek or grant forgiveness, or to bring closure to discussions that ended abruptly. You might experience a profound impulse to narrate your life's journey, to impart the wisdom you've gathered, to share the understanding you've cultivated, ensuring the deep significance you've found in your existence extends far into the future. This is not merely a random longing for what has gone by. Instead, it signifies your inner being undertaking what experts in profound life shifts refer to as the life review, an occurrence typically associated with the transition itself, though it often commences many months or even years before an individual's physical departure. The true significance of this ongoing process arises from a core insight. Your essential being possesses an intrinsic awareness that consciousness continues its journey long after the physical vessel dissolves. Yet, it simultaneously recognizes that the unique perspective you forged during this lifetime, that individual mosaic of experiences, lessons, and personal growth shaping your distinct path, holds profound meaning, even as it is, by its very nature, temporary. For this reason, it begins the task of integrating these moments, discerning their core significance, and distilling the events of your journey into lasting wisdom. However, a deeper reality awaits discovery here. If you come to perceive this intrinsic drive for its authentic meaning, you are then empowered to interact with it with clear intention. Instead of yielding to vague feelings of haste or sorrow, you can consciously engage in the mindful consideration of your life's unfolding narrative. You develop the capacity to connect with individuals who hold significance. You are empowered to repair relationships that need healing. You find the opportunity to voice heartfelt sentiments that long to be expressed. You are able to bring various aspects of your life's journey to a sense of completion while this precious moment remains within your grasp. Recognize that this process does not center on readying yourself for an ending clouded by despair. Rather, our efforts are channeled into preparing for a transition, embracing it with feelings of wholeness and peace, certain that you have gathered all the wisdom and love from the extraordinary journey of being human. Reflect upon this profound truth. When you thoughtfully consider the trajectory of your life, it goes much deeper than merely getting ready for a final ending. it profoundly alters your current way of being. This arises because a careful examination of your life with such clear perception reveals what truly matters, what possessed deep meaning, and where your focus ought to rest in the moments yet to come. Should you sense this deep inclination to contemplate, to link various aspects, to find healing and closure, I encourage you to share your thoughts below this message by simply typing review. For this, you see, is a sacred endeavor. It represents a deep journey within your very essence. Once you recognize its true nature, you can then engage with it with the proper respect it commands. The fifth sign indicates a gentle inclination towards one's dwelling. We now come to what is perhaps the most powerful signal of all. This particular sensation, once encountered, erases any uncertainty that your inner self is making ready for the most magnificent voyage imaginable. A profound, unexplainable yearning for your authentic dwelling starts to awaken inside you, though it bears no likeness to any terrestrial residence you've ever encountered. This isn't a fond recollection of your childhood days, nor is it simply a wish for a former place of residence. This emotion is unique, truly without parallel. It's an impulse so ancient, so deeply rooted, that it appears to emanate from the innermost part of your essence. Individuals portray this feeling in numerous ways. For some, it evokes a profound desire for a locale they've never physically visited. Others characterize it as an intrinsic pull towards an indefinable core, something words cannot capture, yet it's immediately recognized and grasped. And for still others, it summons the deep sensation of a fatigued traveler, finally perceiving they're nearing homecoming to a beloved haven. This profound aspiration frequently surfaces in diverse and unexpected forms. Perhaps you'll observe a growing tendency to lift your eyes towards the vast expanse above, feeling an effortless pull towards the endless heavens. It's possible you'll encounter moments where melodies, stunning artwork, or nature's grandeur stir you profoundly, often bringing forth soft tears. There might be instances of such deep serenity, echoing like faint recollections of where you truly belong. This brings us to the core understanding underpinning these sensations. It is your very essence commencing the recall of its authentic wellspring. Not this fleeting physical form you've momentarily occupied, but rather the boundless realm of pure awareness, your initial beginning and your final journey's end. Truly, in harmony with ancient spiritual wisdom and the powerful accounts of those who have neared life's ultimate threshold, our tenure on this planet is, in essence, a transient passage. At our core, we are spiritual beings embarking on a human experience, not merely humans who happen to possess a spirit. As this earthly endeavor gently nears its end, your authentic self starts to perceive the soft call from its everlasting sanctuary. There is no sorrow in this passage, no whisper of misfortune. Instead, it is the most inherently natural occurrence imaginable. Picture a young one, after a delightful summer holiday, at a special retreat, now filled with joyful anticipation for their journey home and a loving reunion with family. The retreat certainly offered cherished moments and valuable lessons. Nevertheless, your deepest sense of belonging truly resides within your cherished eternal dwelling. Yet, it is precisely this perspective that renders this particular sensation so profoundly transformative. When you truly comprehend what this deep longing signifies, instead of yielding to confusion or apprehension, you become capable of embracing it fully. Grant yourself the deep peace that emerges from knowing you are getting ready to reconnect with your true nature. A notable change takes place once you stop opposing this strong pull towards your inner refuge. You begin to perceive that timeless abode even within your present physical manifestation. You start to tap into the calm, love, and broadened consciousness that are patiently anticipating your arrival. You glimpse your authentic being, hidden beneath the fleeting personas and paths you have taken on during this existence. This unveils a more profound insight. Nevertheless, allow me to speak to a worry that could be unsettling you right now. If you were to observe these signs within yourself or a cherished individual, a sense of uneasiness might surface. You might consider, is the transformation on the horizon? Should I be alarmed? The response is both more straightforward and more complex than you might expect. These quiet promptings do not inherently signify that a profound change is only a matter of days or months away. The spirit's journey toward a state of complete preparedness often extends over a considerable number of years. Some people perceive these subtle messages with great understanding, allowing them to lead fulfilling and meaningful lives for an extended duration. Conversely, for many, these insights may reveal themselves more gradually over long stretches of years. The exact point at which this awareness settles is not the most crucial aspect. What truly matters is the depth of your inner readiness. In essence, the core purpose of these guiding signs is your spirit's way of ensuring that whenever life's ultimate transformation arrives, be it in the immediate future or years from now, your being is prepared. This state of being ready goes beyond simple practicalities or physical preparations, reaching into a place of deep spiritual and emotional balance. Moreover, embracing this preparedness does not imply surrendering to a conclusion or turning away from the essence of life itself. Instead, it suggests embarking upon the journey that lies ahead with a heightened awareness, a deeper sense of purpose, and a more authentic bond with life's true essence. As these guiding signs make themselves known, you are receiving a truly special gift. This provides the blessing of thoughtful preparedness, the opportunity to align with your innermost self, and the invitation to experience your remaining days, however many they may be, with remarkable presence and profound meaning. Take a moment to consider this perspective. Many individuals instinctively shy away from contemplating their ultimate transition through existence, only to be utterly unprepared when that time eventually arrives. These insights, however, reveal a different approach. They offer the chance to perceive this change as a conscious spiritual practice, rather than an unexpected shock. And here lies the beautiful paradox. When you intentionally prepare yourself for this transformation, you often uncover a life lived more fully than you ever imagined. Recognizing that this physical existence is not permanent imbues each moment with value, treats every bond as sacred, and cherishes every experience as a special offering. Therefore, should these indications resonate with you, resist the urge to retreat into apprehension. Instead, embrace your complete being and inhabit your full presence. Let this dawning understanding deepen your relationships, mend aspects that need restoration, voice sentiments that require expression, and fully accept who you genuinely are. Should this particular viewpoint resonate deeply within you, If you interpret these signs not merely as cautions, but as sincere opportunities, I softly urge you to subscribe to this channel without delay. The understandings we are sharing here represent just the initial phase in comprehending consciousness, the passage of transformation, and the profound voyage of the soul. My aim is to ensure you do not miss a single segment of this vast exploration, nor the valuable guidance it bestows. So, what steps do you take once this newfound insight becomes clear to you? How might your daily existence transform once you truly grasp what these subtle indicators signify? To begin, should you personally encounter these signals, greet them with profound reverence. Rather than struggling against the natural inclination for peaceful contemplation, embrace it as a chance for deep introspection and to enrich your inner voyage. Do not resist the gentle release of attachments. Instead, welcome your burgeoning freedom from worries that hold no genuine significance. Instead of overlooking your expanding perceptions, investigate them with the spirit of wonder and open acceptance. Do not hesitate to reflect upon the course your life is taking. Instead, engage with it thoughtfully and thoroughly. Do not fear the profound yearning for connection. Allow it to softly bring to mind your authentic self. Furthermore, if these signs begin to surface in a loved one, offer them support that springs from empathy, not from apprehension. Refrain from attempting to pull them back into bonds they are naturally releasing. Do not simply disregard their developing viewpoints as mere confusion or a sign of poor health. And refrain from impeding their personal exploration of reviewing their life's path. Instead, offer your gentle companionship beside them. Extend your help in gracefully concluding any unresolved matters. Participate in the serene unveiling of new insights as these begin to emerge. Furthermore, regardless of whether these specific signs are presently evident to you, permit this deep understanding to transform the very manner in which you experience your own life's journey. For indeed, embracing this preparatory phase leading towards life's culmination holds the power to illuminate a path toward living with enhanced awareness and profound mindfulness. Starting now, begin to cultivate the gentle practice of releasing those bonds that no longer nourish your inner self. Initiate the cultivation of peaceful moments of solitude, fostering a deeper, more meaningful spiritual self-reflection. Permit yourself to fully welcome a broadened perspective and an intuitive inner wisdom that is gently stirring within you. Consistently set aside tranquil moments to softly reflect upon your life's voyage, seeking its profound meaning and nurturing a serene feeling of peace. And perhaps, most essentially, begin to truly recognize that profound, intrinsic yearning for connection that resonates within every human spirit. This signifies an internal longing to reunite with your authentic essence, even as you navigate existence within a physical form. These are not simply fleeting exercises or transient arrangements. Rather, they are committed practices meticulously designed to expand your consciousness. They embody a mode of existence that brings you into harmonious alignment with your most profound inherent wisdom and your most elevated capabilities, and a truly profound understanding gracefully surfaces. As you wholeheartedly embrace this significant journey, the very notion of change sheds all its former apprehension. What once seemed like an end to be dreaded evolves into a lovely culmination, something to look forward to with keen anticipation. This is not a physical diminishing or an inadequacy, but rather the grand fulfillment of a profound voyage, you start to understand that your existence is not simply a body that incidentally possesses a soul. On the contrary, you are an enduring spirit, a soul that deliberately chose to undertake this terrestrial, tangible existence. Upon the completion of this specific journey, you softly merge back into the immense awareness from which you initially arose, profoundly enriched by each lesson and cherished instant collected throughout your path. This perspective is truly sacred. Allow me now to present a thought, one that possesses the capacity to entirely alter your understanding of these indicators and indeed of life's ultimate metamorphosis. Consider for a moment if these distinct 5 markers are not instead signals of approaching dread. But what if conversely, they actually signify something profoundly meaningful? Tangible evidence that our awareness continues without end, that love indeed moves beyond every ending, and that the very core of your being is everlasting and cannot be destroyed. Ponder this idea. If our awareness truly vanished with the body's passing, why would there be any preparatory stages preceding that event? Why would your true nature begin letting go of its worldly attachments, broadening its understanding and feeling a powerful draw towards its beginning? Why would such a meaningful, evolving readiness appear for an occasion designed solely to be an absence? The very presence of these indicators implies that awareness extends beyond the body's limits, that this transition serves as an opening, not a conclusive end, that an intrinsic part of your essence naturally grasps your destination, having undertaken this journey before. This realization fundamentally reshapes how we perceive not only the final passage, but our entire experience throughout life. Should your essence genuinely persist forever, then every exchange in this world, each instance of happiness, every grief, all acquired wisdom, every act of tenderness, contributes to your unending development. Nothing within this journey lacks importance. Every fleeting second holds deep meaning. Each singular point in time has played a part in the development of your soul's path towards richer understanding, increased compassion, and heightened awareness. Moreover, if leaving this life is genuinely a homecoming to our origin instead of an absolute end, then the indications we sense are not expressions of sadness. They are hallowed. They stand as proof that the cosmos functions with such vast insight and kindness that it softly, progressively, and caringly readies you for the most significant transformation you will ever experience. Adopting such a viewpoint does not make the process of transformation trivial or effortless. The subtle weakening of the physical form, the gentle separation from loved ones, the fading of accustomed sensations, these are real and important occurrences, yet they are never final. They are not endpoints. Rather, they are vital parts of an immense journey your spirit began long before this current lifetime, and one it will continue far into the future. Recognizing these signs allows you to consciously participate in this natural passage. You learn to see life's ending not as a physical cessation, but as your spirit concluding one chapter of an eternal exploration, ready for what comes next. Once this profound truth settles deeply within, every perception shifts. Apprehension gently gives way to an inquisitive spirit. Regret transforms into sincere thankfulness. Despondency simply dissolves into a feeling of profound awe. Begin to picture your entire life's journey, including its ultimate conclusion, as an integral part of a vast, beautiful tapestry. far grander and more deeply meaningful than you might have ever conceived. This perspective serves as a gentle summons to a state of elevated consciousness. Yet, an essential truth to grasp is that such profound insight isn't reserved solely for individuals directly approaching life's final chapter. It extends to every spirit alive. Because whether or not these gentle hints are presently clear to you, your deeper being is constantly guiding your preparation for that significant transformation. The expansion of your spiritual depth, the gentle lessening of your ego, the broadening of your ability to give and receive love, and those brief glimpses into your true, authentic nature. Each forms a delicate strand within this ongoing creation of preparedness. There is no requirement to postpone a truly awakened existence until your very last moments begin to approach. The opportunity to embrace this profound way of being is accessible to you in this very instant. You can embark on releasing connections that no longer serve your highest well-being. You can foster the gentle quietude vital for your spiritual journey. You have the capacity to expand your perspective, welcoming a broader spectrum of possibilities into your consciousness. You can regularly ponder experiences, seeking deep insight into their meaning and a sense of profound wholeness. You are invited to recognize the profound desire for spiritual haven within your inner being. As you commit to these practices, something truly extraordinary begins to unfold. You'll understand, you aren't simply preparing for a quiet finish. Rather, you're actively cultivating a more discerning and aware existence. You find yourself connecting deeply with your spirit's intrinsic calling. You commence operating from your innermost, most authentic core. Your capacity for affection deepens with greater insight. Forgiveness becomes more readily available, and an unblemished joy permeates your entire existence. The specific disciplines intended to prepare you for life's serene conclusion are precisely the same ones that enlighten you to the limitless scope of life itself. This unveils a truly profound contradiction. By thoughtfully getting ready for your final departure, you ultimately discover the genuine key to truly experiencing life. Reflect briefly on the immense shifts that could emerge within your being if you truly understood that awareness knows no bounds, that love persists forever, and that you are a fundamental spirit on an ongoing voyage, rather than simply a corporeal form nearing its end. Consider how your connections with others might transform if you truly grasped that the ties linking you reach beyond their physical form. Imagine what your everyday routine would look like if you realized your highest purpose is to cultivate your comprehension, perception, and compassion. How differently would you approach difficulties if you saw them as chances for internal development rather than arbitrary hardship? If you sense a readiness to explore these questions, to live your life directed by such profound understanding, kindly share your thoughts below. Merely type the word "aware." This communication is meant for individuals committed to traversing both existence and its unavoidable shifts with an elevated level of consciousness. The subject we are exploring goes beyond simple facts. It stands as an invitation to deep personal transformation, guiding us towards the core reality of being. And now, as our shared journey of discovery nears its conclusion, I desire to impart to you the most profound insight. The 5 markers we've reviewed regarding an approaching alteration don't truly point to an ultimate conclusion. Instead, They herald the commencement of a profound realization. These softly recall your deepest inherent nature to your awareness. They reveal that this tangible world, however splendid and crucial, represents only a single dimension of your complete being. Through this heightened understanding, the notion of change becomes gentler, shedding its feeling of unease. It isn't that it instantly turns effortless or free from sorrow, but instead it evolves into something deeply meaningful. This then integrates itself into a magnificent narrative of awareness, continually revealing itself through innumerable manifestations and encounters. Your singular journey, complete with its difficulties and triumphs, its bonds and separations, its phases of shadows and enlightenment, is not an arbitrary happening within an indifferent universe. Instead, consider it a sacred journey embarked upon by an enduring spirit for its own unfolding, for a richer comprehension of being, and for the fullest expression of love. The insights we have gently uncovered attest that even life's most significant passages, particularly its last transformation, are held within deep understanding, limitless empathy, and careful design. Within this infinite universe, not one thing is ever truly left behind or forgotten. No single awareness ever ceases to be or discovers itself devoid of purpose. Every unique spirit is embraced by unwavering support through each significant metamorphosis. Embracing this profound truth completely redefines how you might choose to move through your life in the current moment. Instead of avoiding reflections on change, you are free to greet them as gentle echoes of what genuinely holds deep meaning. Rather than clinging tightly to transient things, you are encouraged to hold them tenderly, redirecting your attention to what lasts eternally. Instead of residing in a feeling of anxiety about endings, you have the option to reside in a joyful gratitude for this magnificent path you are presently walking. You are far grander than simply a physical shell whose primary purpose is mere existence. You embody an unending consciousness, taking part in a fleeting material experience. You are a spirit moving forward on a path of significant introspection. You epitomize unadulterated affection, continually broadening your understanding of its essential character. This transformation, this passage into something more, is simply the instant you release the momentary veil of this current life and recall the expansive, timeless, radiant core you have always been. The gentle indicators we've explored today are not intended to stir unease, but instead serve as soft beckonings toward a deeper understanding. These offer chances to align with your true self, quiet assurances that your existence reaches far past what you've been taught to believe. So live with courage, hold dear what truly matters, move forward mindfully, and when this gentle transition arrives, know that it isn't an ultimate end. You journey back to the limitless source of awareness from which you sprung, and to which, fundamentally, you've always stayed connected. This captures the fundamental truth of this peaceful departure. It's not life's opposite. Rather, it's life's serene and beautiful culmination. It marks the magnificent progression every soul longs for, and discerning its quiet approaching signals is among the most cherished insights you can embrace. Your deepest essence naturally understands the path home. Embrace this inherent wisdom. Let its understanding lead you, and observe as this deep knowing transforms not just your view of finality, but also how profoundly you treasure every precious moment of your current life. Because In the grand scheme, being and transitioning are merely two different cadences within the one continuous dance of consciousness. And within this magnificent show, you embody the elegant performer. Glide with grace, proceed with intention, advance with the realization that every step is sacred, each movement holds meaning, and every transformation signifies a gateway to infinite affection and greater comprehension. This reveals who you truly are. This is the vast perspective revealing itself to you. And this insight makes clear why fear has no power and why only delight awaits discovery, even as we face our most mysterious and profound transition. Welcome back, dear spirit. You have, in essence, always been here.